Hey guys, I've just recently finished Final Fantasy XVI and I will make a video talking about my whole experience, essentially in a review, but today I just wanted to go over the DLC, or more accurately, what I want from a Final Fantasy XVI DLC. Now let's get the Leviathan-sized elephant out of the room and talk about Leviathan. Leviathan was noticeably missing from Final Fantasy XVI, even though it exists. She's literally referred to as Leviathan the Lost, and if you guys are like me, you were disappointed that we didn't get to see Leviathan or obtain Leviathan's power. I'm more disappointed by the fact that Leviathan exists at all, because why have Leviathan in the game, in the backs, like in the lore, if Leviathan doesn't come up later in the game? I find it very weird. So the first and probably most important DLC would be a Leviathan side quest. Obviously, this can't take place after the game, but my idea, which I've talked about on stream before, is that essentially there would be a side quest given the full cinematic treatment. It's with full cutscenes and treated like a story quest. I imagine it would take place on like a set of islands, maybe undiscovered islands, which would tie back into the Leviathan the Lost title. And on these islands, we meet the dominant of Leviathan, we have a Leviathan boss fight, and we get Leviathan's powers. That would be ideal. And I had this idea where potentially having Leviathan's power and all the icon powers would add an extra scene to the final fight. You know, when you're fighting, spoilers for the final boss, but when you're fighting Ultimalius and Clive take turns using the different icon powers, Leviathan was also noticeably missing. So if they could add a Leviathan scene where they get to clash, that would be tits. Also, I had this idea that the ending was left pretty ambiguous. Whether Clive lived or not, or like what exactly even happened. It was implied that Ultima's power was too much for him, and I don't know how they could pull this off, but I kind of would like to see, like if we have Leviathan's power, if we have all the icons' powers, that would make Clive strong enough to survive, or maybe like having all the icons could, you know, counteract Ultima's power, and it would be neutral and he would survive. That would be really cool. I don't think they would do that. I think that they would keep the ending the same while hopefully adding like a Leviathan clash. Now for I had two other ideas for DLC. If you guys were like me, you were probably hoping that we would get an Ramuh boss fight and a Shiva boss fight. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense because there are companions, but when they told us about this game, when they showed off this game, they showed off all these different icon fights. I'm like, it was like, ideally I just wanted to face all the icons. I wanted an icon boss fight for all of them, at least one, and we couldn't get that because of narrative reasons. So that I feel like we could get a DLC and maybe we could fight them as Ifrit, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense in the story, right? So what's the next best thing to having a boss fight with Ramuh or Shiva? Playing as Ramuh and Shiva. So my other idea for DLC would be a Cid backstory that ends in a big Odin boss fight, and a Jill backstory that ends in a big Shiva boss fight. Perhaps it could even end in Shiva versus Titan. That would be really cool. Hey guys, I was just editing the video and I noticed I said Odin when I meant to say Ramuh. But now that I think about it, it'd be really cool if like Cid's backstory ended with him fighting Odin as Ramuh. Just another idea for potential DLC. Seeing as how Cid was Barnabas's Lord Commander. That'd be really cool. And oh my gosh, and we get an actual boss fight with Odin and not just like a pseudo boss fight with Odin. That would be awesome. Glad I came back to splice this in. I think this would mean a lot to me personally too, because I felt Sid died a little too early in the game. And in fact, going into this game, I did not expect everyone to die like Assassin's Creed villains, like they were the target of the hour, you know? I thought everybody would make it to the end. Like, or at least not, I thought everybody would die near the end. I thought all of these characters would all have a huge impact on the story, leading to the end of the story. That didn't happen. So it'd be nice to have Sid back, or to have more Sid. We all love Sid, and Jill was amazing too. She really shined, and I thought the whole time, like, oh my god, they're gonna kill Jill. They're gonna kill Jill. Jill's gonna die here. Jill's gonna die there. She didn't die, which is awesome. I was genuinely surprised. I thought everybody was gonna die. But this isn't Final Fantasy 15, which is kills everybody. So yeah, those are all my ideas for DLC. Why don't you guys comment down below, tell me your ideas. I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.